Hey everybody, it's Sam with Easy Breezy Motors again today for day 2 on the Cub Cadet 1450. Kind of have a checklist to go through today. We are going to be doing a tune-up on it, putting it back together, getting the deck off, sharpening blades, checking belts, general maintenance things that you need to do. And then we are also going to be putting the snowblower on and getting it a bath and hopefully getting it up for sale today. So glad you joined me, and let's get going. So just gonna show you guys, this starts right up. This is actually the next day. Pull the choke out, turn the key. Starts right up. So what we'll actually do is get this thing backed up so we can get it on the tractor lift the front end, get the deck off, do an oil change, and we'll get started there. I'm gonna set you guys down while we get that over here and back around, get her set up. All right, so we'll get on it so we can back her up so we can get her on the lift. Might need a little bit more adjusting. It might also help with the air cleaner on it, because that provides a little bit of back pressure. Now this is a real simple tractor lift, just lifts the front 2 tires. All right, so we got her up on the lift, got her in the air. Now what we'll do is we'll start loosening this here. What that'll do is that will push the adjustment in so we can get that belt off there. Actually, what you can do, I believe on this one here, there we go. All you got to do is it actually hooks. I don't know if you guys can see in there. This actually hooks. If the camera would focus, right there. And it actually hooks right into, I don't know if you guys can see it there. There we go. It hooks into that right there once you get her loosened up, so that it's kind of a spring tension there. So what we'll do is we'll get that belt off. We'll actually come down here. Now, and one thing we do see is somebody did have a plate down here that is actually loose, so we'll get that all tightened up on there. Let's take the belt loose right here. Now we do have this pin back here. We can just pull that. That'll drop that side of the deck down. And this side here, you guys can see it right here. This will drop this side of the deck down. That'll drop the whole back side there. And really all we should have to do then is to grab it. It is kind of hard to do this one-handed, so I'm going to set you guys down. Alrighty, so I got my dad helping me getting this deck up. We're just going to lift it back up and it should slide forward. There we go, we got it off, real simple and easy. Alrighty, I got the deck flipped upside down. She looks pretty good. I mean, these blades here, they look actually pretty new. They don't have a lot of time on them. They're really thick yet, so I think what we'll do is we'll take them off and sharpen them up. Now these blades are all the same size, so there's no particular order. And as you can see, they are just round, so they don't sit into a certain spot. This is not a timed deck. What that means is, when you have a timed deck, the blades, when they swing around, they will actually hit each other if you do not have them timed right. But when we put them back on, I'll show you kind of more of what I'm talking about. We got the blade on our table, mounted down. This is generally how we do it, or we put it in a vise. There is tons of techniques to sharpen blades. Now, one I don't think is better than the other. This is the way we've always done it. And then we just take an angle grinder. I always use a floppy disk. To me, sharpens it better. Now, you always want to go with the grain on this. What that means is you don't want it any sharper of an angle or duller of an angle. You just want it to go with what factory was. That's what you want. You do not sharpen both sides. If you do that, like a knife, they dull quick. And that's not what you want. That's not the way they come. So you always want to sharpen with this side here. I'm going to set you down and we're going to start sharpening these 3 blades. Now, you always do want to wear eye protection. And now after you go a little bit, I'll kind of show you what it looks like. See right there, it's real shiny. But that's with what factory was on this blade. So now what you want to do is you want to feel down here, kind of feel the edge. I still think there's a little bit more we can do on her. So I'm going to set you back down, do some more grinding, and I'll come back and show you. Now you can kind of see right here a little bit, you start seeing little burrs. That's generally meaning you're getting it sharp there. Now you do not need to clean those burrs off. The first mow you do, the burrs will be right off, so you don't need to worry about it. Now one thing right here I want to show you, point out, see how it started getting a little different color there? That's because I was staying on the spot a little too long, and you do not want to do that. You want to just evenly cut it out, sharpen it up. That's all you want to do. It's all you need to do. You don't need to do anything fancy or anything like that. Very simple. Like I said, it's not rocket science. So I'm going to get these blades sharpened up. We'll come back when we're putting the blades back on so I can show you some more things. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to clean this deck up. And usually what we do is when we're this far, we throw a coat, just a quick coat of paint, less likely for rust to start and grass to stick and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wire wheel the whole deck. Not going to spend a lot of time on it, just a real quick wire wheel, get it done. Generally, after you do that, you do want to blow it off before you put any kind of paint on it, of course. Just grab the air blower real quick. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to throw a quick coat of flat black over it. So it doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to be that thick of a coat. This is not something that people generally see, so like I said, it does not just put it on there. It's more of a preventative thing than it is for looks. A lot of people don't clean out of underneath their decks, so it gets really rusty and they start rusting holes. We have a lot of issue with that around here. All right, so we'll come back with you when we get this all painted so we can get the blades on and get this deck finished up. We do have to replace a wheel over here, and I do have that wheel right over there. All right, we'll come back when we get this deck painted up, get these blades on, and move on to the next task. Alrighty, so it's time to put the blades on. Like I said, we painted the deck. We also paint the blades. They don't look 100%. Of course, they're not new blades, so never pretend them to be. Get these all started. You always want to start these by hand, at least a few threads before you use any kind of electric or air gun on them. Now they don't need to be super tight, just tight. A lot of people just hammer them down and it makes it super hard for next time you need to get the blades off. Give them one more. That's all you need. You don't need to sit and hammer on them. Now, what I was talking about before, about timed blade systems. So what they'll do is they sit in a certain position, and that's the only position you can put them in. Otherwise, the two blades will actually come in contact with each other and hit. Now, like I said, this blade system is not that way. I could have put every blade facing each other and they will not hit. So, but that's it for the deck. Bearings are all good in it. I've already checked that kind of off camera. And all right, well, we're all set. What we'll do, I think the next thing we'll do is we'll get this tire changed and we'll get the tractor down again so we can get that blower on it. All right, see you in a second. All right, so there's a couple more clips that we do need to pull off. One of them being actually right here. So we'll just take the needle nose, kind of pop that clip out there. And then there is one also on the other side. Generally what we do, so we take that one out and we will put these clips back in that spot. Oh, it looks like this side over here, somebody had lost the clip and actually put a nail in it. So what we'll do is we'll just put a new clip in it, no big deal. Alrighty, well, we might actually have to cut this one out. Once we cut it out, it should be a lot easier to get out. Let's come back when I get the tool. All right, so we got the air grinder. Just gonna zip it off real quick. Not really a whole lot of room in here. Now to come out of there, just cut the bottom of the nail off. This one seems to be stuck in there pretty good. There we go, we got the nail out of her. Now, like I said, we will put a new pin in this one. So we'll just get her unhooked right here. All right, so we got her unclipped. Now what we're going to do is there's a little lever down here that you move, and this whole assembly pulls forward down here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set you down so you can see how it works. So see how that kind of just slid forward and then dropped down? There we go. Now the whole mower attachment is off of this tractor. So we can kind of roll her back a little bit. So we can just pull it right out of here. Now what we'll do, I'm gonna pull it forward a little bit more. We're gonna put a drain pan under here. The drain plug is, see if I can get you guys in there to kind of show you what it looks like. So I don't know if you can see it right there. That's the drain plug. It does look like this thing's had maybe a leak out of the drain plug or something like that. We'll take a look, see what's going on. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna get the oil in it, put the air box on it, get the sides on it so we can get it over there to put the snowblower on it and give her a bath. Alrighty, so this is our breather. This is what actually mounts to the carburetor. Now one thing is you do want to make sure this gasket goes in here, because if you do not, it will leak. Little 5/16 bolts. Now if you notice on this cover here, there's this cutout. Now that does go right here. Usually what we want to do is just get this at least mounted up there, and then we'll kind of work that piece on. Breather pop through here. Just kind of, you know, bend it and fold it a little bit until you can get her to kind of pop in there. I'll kind of show you guys what I'm talking about here. So right here, that breather, you want to just kind of, it's rubber. So you just kind of bend it around until you can get it sit in there. Alrighty, we'll continue getting it tied up. Get this set up on here. See if we can find our wing nut. Now I don't think this one actually came with a wing nut. This one actually came with a nut. Looks like. Yep. So get that on there. Now, do not use power tools to tighten that. You will crush your filter. It's going to actually be a 7/16 on there. So let me just grab a 7/16 real quick. You will crush that filter if you make this too tight. So just kind of, you know, use your discretion. Don't be torquing on this. You don't need to. Just like that. It's not hard to do. All right, so we'll get the side covers back on again. And it is a lot easier to do if you put the pedal down, get that out of your way so that this cover here can slide up. Now, I do need to find some bolts to throw in it. So when I find the bolts, I'll come back. So I'm back. We did get these 1/4 inch bolts here. Try to use new bolts when we can. And I always throw washers on things. I think, you know, that's just gonna hold it a little bit better. So get that tilted up. It does kind of sit. I'll show you here. The little ridge it sits in right here. And then it goes against this little cutout right here. So you just get it right there. You kind of fold her up. And right there is going to be the hole. Get that started. Then we'll go around to the other side. Now this is hanging out right here. Just all you gotta do is just give that a little push on. And like I said, same thing. Just slide it right in right there. Sits in that little groove. Comes up. And you got your bolt hole right there. Sorry for the shaky camera. Sometimes you might have to kind of use a little force, push it down a little bit. There we go, we got her started. And usually what I like to do is, so remember in the first video, with this spring right here, what that does is you got these two little notches here and then here that actually sits in. I don't quite think this was original, but what is on there, and this is a pretty much original tractor, so I'm actually just going to leave it on there. It does work good, but it actually does what those it's actually meant to do. So I'm going to get her tightened up, and then we'll go over and get the snowblower on her and get her cleaned up. All right, so we're ready to put the snowblower on her now. Now, this is a 42-inch snowblower that is original to this tractor. It was actually bought with it. Now, kind of the backstory on this tractor, we purchased it from the owner. It was actually handed down to him when his father passed away, and his father bought it in 1979 when he traded in his narrow frame Cub Cadet 107. And so this tractor was meticulously cared for. I mean, you could see that the blower looks really nice, and actually before the father passed away, he restored this blower, putting bearings in it and things like that. Like I said, he did very good upkeep on it. Now, he did put these metal pieces on the front. Not quite sure what it helps, but you know, just to kind of keep it the way that I got it, is kind of what we're gonna do. Like I said, it is a 42-inch single-stage snowblower. So let's get her on. I'm gonna set you guys down. I'm gonna crawl the other side and let's get her on. Like, see right here that these here clip down above this, but we have to get it in this channel down here, and it actually clips into that channel. All right, so we got that snowblower. It can be a little bit of a pain in the butt to put on, but I did forget there is this clip here, same on the other side. They'll take off this arm here. That way that whole plate can actually fold back and forth without having to mess too much with the blower itself. Now, the lifting arm, because this is a hydraulic tractor, is right here. Now I believe it is the same way on the manual lift tractors, but this is a hydraulic lift. Now I do see that, there we go, that needs to be folded down. This goes through here. Let's see if I can get it in there. There we go. Got her in there. Just gotta get a pliers. And actually I think we're gonna change that to a hitch pin. Just a little bit easier to deal with when you're taking the snowblower on and off. So now, I got the belt for it right here. At least I believe this is the belt for it. This is the belt that came with it. And all that does is go from down here to the front of the motor. So, you guys aren't going to be able to see very well, so I'll bring you back when the blower's working. Okay, so I ended up having to take the side cover again off. As you can see, you do have to, I don't know if you can see it too well, but in here you have to reach through to get to the belt to be able to tighten it up. Now, because there's some grease and stuff on this side of the engine, I'm going to throw some purple power on it, let it sit there for a second, and then we'll get her pressure washed. I'm not going to talk too much through this. I'm just going to set you guys down, let you guys sit and watch. Alright, so when she dries off, what we'll do is we'll take her outside. I'll bring you guys back and you guys can see the finished product. Boy, she's looking clean. I think she's going to be a very good looking tractor. Somebody's going to be very happy to own it. Fire it up one more time outside. See what you guys think. There you guys go. We got the 1450 Cub Cadet running real good. We got that blower going. Boy, is she a nice tractor. She cleaned up real good. Got 2 sets of wheel weights on each back tire. Hydraulic lift right here that does work. Boy, is she a clean tractor. Well, we got her finished up. She's out on the showroom now for sale with the deck and the snowblower. Boy, she runs good. I'm glad that we finally got that going. Like I said, we've had that since last year. It's actually been sitting as kind of a showpiece on the showroom, and it's kind of a rare find to get a tractor in that good a condition with with a snowblower and a lawnmower with it. And you know, being all original, a lot of times those tractors got people that didn't know what they were doing and things like that messing with them, and you know, it's a nice find to find something like that. Those are just a super good tractor. Like I said, that tractor will be going up for sale. Just got to finish a couple things up and get it up. If you guys would like to check it out, we do have a Facebook page, Easy Breezy Motors. We do only sell lawnmowers, snow blowers, lawn and garden equipment, stuff like that. But on the channel here, you will be seeing anywhere from lawnmowers, snow blowers, you know, riders, cars, four-wheelers, snowmobiles. I will have a snowmobile video coming hopefully soon. We have to do a clutch on one and then kind of go through and figure out a coolant leak on another one. So that should bring some good content for you guys. So if you do like the video, give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and you know, share it. That's the biggest thing. Just share it around. You never know who's gonna like it. And like I said, we are a new channel, so we would like to get our name out there and let people enjoy our videos. Like I said, we are going to be uploading as much as possible. So you know what? You guys have a great one. Stay warm. Don't get in trouble, even though it's not always fun. Have a good one.